Okay, let's try this. What we want to do now, we have two on my computer. We have two images that I took when I was in Belgium. This one here, a photosphere of this Königsplatz, the statue in Brussels. Another one somewhere here of this one here, of the Christmas place here. And I want to bring them also into the world with some street view maps that I can get from just wandering around. There's Königsplatz, so there's somebody else has a street view. But if I wanted to walk down the way that we did to get to the place, then so we were there and then we walked down toward the train station. So maybe I want to get the train station and then I want to get the Christmas place, which is this one here. I'm doing it in a second. So there's that Christmas market. So a lot of people have taken 360s and they're all over. So I want to show you where you can use yours and ones that you get from the web all in Spatial. So once again, let's see where Königsplatz is. Königsplatz is somewhere over here, I believe. Thank you. And there it is. That's Königsplatz here. So I want to do one spot. I want to do one skybox for Königsplatz, one for the train station, and then one for the square over here. So that's my route. The best way to do that then is probably to get the train station, which is Central Station. So I'm going to go into Blender, and this one here, I'm going to get rid of everything, and I'm going to go to GIS, which I have as a preference add-on. I have this thing called Blender GIS that I brought in. And there's a setup, look that up on how to install that plugin. But having that plugin, I'm going to go to GIS, I'm going to go to Web Geodata, I'm going to go to Base Map, and it comes up. Now it's coming up on that part of Belgium because I'd already done that before. So, because I found the skyboxes. So there is the piece. If you didn't know how to do that, you would just go to G for go to, and then put Brussels Central Station, see if that comes up. And yeah, it comes up because there it is right there. There's the Central Station, and there's the area that I want, and then there is the Königsplatz, which is this part here. That's the statue. All right, so I take that and I hit E for extrude and I get this whole thing. Now, I think that's a bit big, so let me go back on that. Uh-oh. All right, let me get rid of that. Let me do it again. Web Geodata, Base Map. Okay. And let me come in so that that's what I want and that's what I want and no more. So let's now hit E, and I think we have everything, that and the Central Station there. Okay, so since I have that, I'm going to bring in 3 different photospheres. So the first thing I'm going to do is I do have my Christmas market picture already. I'm going to save this. Save as, and I'll just say Brussels Christmas. All right, so I've got this photo here, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a mesh UV sphere. 32 is fine, and let's find it by hitting the period key. So we have to go on the sphere and find it. Where is it? Oops, not letting me find it. Let's see here. All right, there it is. So it's a teeny sphere, so we got to make it much bigger. And it seems like it's going to take a while. Oh, by the way, every time you come into Blender, you should go to View and make your clip start at 0 and your end at 100,000 or something like that. But we've got to make this sphere bigger, so I'm scaling it. And scaling it. Seems to take a long time to get to this size. There it is. Let me see if I can. I guess it's a really big part of, it's just really, really huge. So let me do scale 1000. That didn't even do anything. It's so small, actually. What's the best way to make it really big? Let me scale it up by 100, 100, 100. There we go. All right, so there's a sphere worthy of sitting on the landscape. And I'll call this, because it's right over it, I'll call it the central. I can sort of half tentatively. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to move this over if I can. Wow, it's really gumming the machine up to do this. It's not letting me move it very well. Move it in. That should be 0. Yeah, a little bit. All right. So that's moving that sphere over to here and over to here. All right. So let's put that sphere there. Let me duplicate that sphere. Yeah, Nai. She's coming back, Nai. She's coming back. All right, now move. So this would be the Christmas square sphere. She's coming back, Nai. And I need to move that one over. So I don't think she wants you to use Thomas, Nai. Let me move this one over that way. Oh. Can't do it yet, Nai. There we go. Close that up. Keep moving this over in the X direction. Lift it up. And bring it over. And lift it up. All right. So there's that sphere, and there's that sphere. And then we have one other sphere that we want to do, which is at the, so hit Shift D to duplicate that, and we'll call that Königplatz sphere. And let's move that over to, let's see where the cursor is. If I place the cursor, it's not really letting me do that. So I've got to move that over. Let's bring it to 0, 0. And now let's move it over in X to maybe, let's see where we can put it. So we need to get way over by about 200, maybe more, make it 500. There we go. And then in Y, put it down, negative 200. It's just a really slow on the machine there. So I'm going to try to do negative 200. There we go, getting closer. Negative 500. And now move it back over this way. And move this up. All right. There. Now this sphere, on the landscape. And what happened to my central station is there. Where's my, that's my Königplatz. It's my Christmas square. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. That's supposed to be central station, so something's gone wrong. Central station, Christmas station. That one's not supposed to be there. It's really weird. It looks like there's only one. Okay, something went wrong. Oh, well, we do know that this one here is supposed to be the Königplatz. There is no Königplatz there, so I got to call this Königplatz. And then this is not Königplatz, and that's Central Station, so maybe there's two there. So there's so there's Königplatz. So we're going to go to.
Where's the orange juice?
It's on the ground there.
Did he spill it?
I don't know.
No.
So let's put this here. Somehow we got the names messed up. Move that there. So this is going to be called. I need to rename this. It's just the memory problem with that huge space,
Daddy,
which we shouldn't have done yet. Not right now, Nye.
what time is?
Not right now, sweetie.
What time is?
Not right now. There we go. So that's going to be Christmas Square. All right, so there's that. Then Central Station is there, and then Königplatz is there. All right, so we have these three spheres. There they are on the land. Now, what we do for the image that we have that's going to be Königplatz is we go and we add a material, and we click on base color, and we go to image texture. Your mom would have to allow that, not me. Go to here and find the one that we have that is there.
No,
And there it is.
Thomas.
Nye, just let me finish doing this procedure, okay? All right, so when we get inside the sphere, we have, and it doesn't have to be perfect here in Blender yet, but that gives us the ability to add that part to it. Now, as for the Christmas square, which is here, that sphere, I have the image. Let me find the image. Where did I put it? It is the Brussels Christmas photo sphere, and I'm going to cut that and put it into Nye.
Put it in the phone.
That is up to Mommy. You have to ask Mommy. I'm going to put it back in 3D objects, so I have
Can
it.
you put it in?
No?
Can you put it in
Put
the
the
charge?
charger? Yes, I'll put the charger in. Okay.
No, you can put Thomas.
No, I can't put Thomas, sweetie.
Yeah. Stop working.
Ask your mom.
Stop working. Stop
I
working.
can't, sweetie. I'm in the middle of a
Stop
recording.
working.
Inas, can you watch Thomas? Yes? All right, here's Thomas. Go ahead. Yeah, once I finish this. Yeah, I'm in the middle of this procedure. All right, so you come in here and you have this one here. That is the Christmas square. And once again, probably 5 more minutes. You go in here and make a new material for it. Go to image texture as base color and then open that texture. And this is the Brussels Christmas photosphere. And now that one is in there. So that when we zoom into it, we are actually in that part of it, right? And then what about that other sphere, which is the train station? Where are we going to get that? Because I didn't take a picture of the train station. So here's where you go to Google Maps and you find the train station and you pick a picture that somebody else did. Right? So there it is there. And you copy the URL of that. So you copy this here. And it'd be nice if there was a nighttime picture, but we don't have one. All right, so then there's a program called Street View Download 360. You'll have to type that in to get it. And you want to give a folder for this. So I'm going to use 3D objects. And I can even give this, it'll be Gare Centrale Brussels. All right, and you're doing a single panorama, and you paste in that, and then you download the panorama, and that's what you get. And it's in the folder. So it's then very simple, because then you go back into Blender and you click on that sphere that you've created, which is Central Station Square. Click New for Material, make your base color and image texture. Open that image texture that is Gare Centrale that we just did, and there it is. And so when you zoom in on that, now you've got a photosphere that is that one. So this is transparent for some reason, but memory issues aside, now you've got 3 photospheres at 3 different parts on the landscape. So let me save that. Now what can you do with that? Because we have the beginnings of this. Well, first thing you can do is you can try, although as I said this is really huge, you can try to select just that landscape and export it as a GLTF and call it Brussels Center Landscape and export that. Then you can take your 3 spheres, Central Station Sphere, select that. Oh, and you know what I should have done? Wait a minute, before I do that, let me do export this again and make sure that we include just selected objects. All right, that's all we want is the selected objects. We had that. So, yeah. All right, I'm just working out this procedure. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to export just this sphere as a GLTF, and this will be called Brussels. Yeah, well, I'll do it again. Brussels Gare Centrale, and export just that sphere. And then this one here is the Königplatz, and go into export that. And that's, oops, I need to go. Brussels Königplatz sphere. And finally to our Christmas square. Create a new environment, or maybe we should just do a new spatial thing. So I'm going to create a space, upload a custom space, call this Brussels, and even see if this is going to work, because the environment may be way too big, but if you upload a custom environment, select from your device, it would be the Brussels Center Landscape. And I upload that, and can't tell what it is at this point. But let's pretend it looks good. I don't know if it looks good or not. And now add our, okay, it came in, I guess. Yeah, there it is. So it's absolutely huge. And to see how huge it is, you have to walk it. It would take the same amount of time to walk it as it would to walk it in real life, except when you teleport like this. And to see it from the air, you just go in and you add a chair. And then you can go and sit down in the chair, and then you can take the chair and move it way up in the air. And by doing that, you can fly around and see what that landscape looks like. All right? And that'll help you to position things. So Let's see if we can find the... that's the central station over there. Whoops, I fell off. Haha. Alright, well, I gotta do that again. Where'd my chair go? Chair's up there in the air somewhere. And it's pretty hard to find. Let me bring the chair down.